Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again. Happy New Year's. And I'm here today with my OnePlus 6T review, a purple Powerhouse. And here it is in beautiful thunder purple. Now, I filmed this video actually during the Christmas holidays, so I was editing this on my trip, but I posted now today on the first day of the year. Let's go down the list here of design, display, performance, various other sections, even a comparison versus some other phones, and see, does this OnePlus 6T live up to all the hype it received and praise over in the kind of best end of year list on a lot of YouTubers' channels. So let's have a look here and get started with the what's inside the box here on Frankie Tech. I won't read the quick community statement there. Check out my previous video if you want that full text. But you see here, OnePlus does it really great. There's this kind of lavender color, kind of purpley color to the white on all of the box, the cards here. It's a really nice kind of addition, and it's the little attention to detail that I'm really loving about OnePlus. There's even a message here from the CEO, from Pete Lau, and you can go ahead and pause the video there if you wanted to read that fully. But I must say, I've always loved unboxing OnePlus phones. The dash charging is incredible. It's one of the, still if not one of the fastest chargers on the planet. And there's the USB-C cable done very nicely. Although I must say that the adapter here for 3.5mm is a little bit flimsy, but a great unboxing nonetheless. Now let's go right into design here. 8.2mm, 185 grams, and it's an aluminum and glass build here. The main thing here though is that back. Look how beautiful that shimmers, and there is kind of a beautiful gradient to the sides as well. The top is completely black, but it kind of smooths into this purple, and it's just such a subtle shift of color. I just love it. You see the bottom there. There is no headphone jack though. That is one negative against this phone, but I use mostly Bluetooth now, so it's not as much of a factor for me. Really well implemented teardrop notch here, and one of the smallest bottom bezels on any Android phone still. What does that mean for just day-to-day hand use and design? It is incredible and is one of the best by far. And that goes towards the display as well here with a 6.41 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel, and it's got a great 85.5 screen to body ratio with over 400 ppi. Now, for some of you guys, it may not be as pixel dense as you would like, but I think it's still pretty great. And you see here, I'm just showing off some of the kind of color temperature features. I generally keep it on default, but I know for any of you interested in sRGB, you can also leave it at that as well, and there's a few photos you can cycle through to compare that. You can also hide the notch here in settings, which I don't really mind the teardrop on this OnePlus phone, and it looks really great. Some display information, and now we cycle through some of these shots and just getting a load of the colors here. It's a great panel. You see on the edges there, the blacks are real black, and the dark, it's just a great kind of contrast ratio that you can get on AMOLED, and this is not a terrible panel. It's a great panel. OnePlus have spared no expense. It's a great display experience, with the only negative, as I'm kind of showing here, being that kind of pixel per inch, that resolution could be a little bit sharper. But when you're kind of viewing this, as you see here, viewing angles, watching YouTube playback are solid. And I think the major point here is that you're never going to be that close to the phone to really be able to pixel peep. It is an immersive screen, maybe second only to the Mate 20X that I've ever used. And I would say it's probably the second best viewing experience for YouTube. And DRM Info, it gets it right here as well with CDM Widevine L1, which means you got HD Netflix for all your viewing needs. And now jumping into CPU, specifically Geekbench for performance. This is no slouch here. That multi-core score is a little low here, but single core in the 2300 range. That Snapdragon 845 with 8 gigs of RAM is going to give you amazing performance, and I think still solid performance for the year. And now, quick word on battery life. My wife has been testing this phone, and it's been a great performer. And in my experience, I've easily lasted a day and a half, if not longer. And around 9 hours of screen on time is what GSAM is reporting here. If you want to see a full drain test, let me know between this and some other phones that I'm testing. But solid performance nonetheless. And now talking about this comparison, and this is one I really wanted to make here, a comparison between the Pixel 3 XL and the Mate 20X. Let's start with the Pixel 3 XL, and we see here, God, these phones almost look like from different years. Look at that notch, and the Pixel 3 XL, it's just crying, and the OnePlus 6T looks over in shame. It's just, and even down to the chins here, you see, it is just designed so much better, and it is a bigger screen in a smaller body, as you can see from here. Google really needs to step up their design, because OnePlus is offering so much design prowess at such a low price, and that beautiful thunder purple shimmer here, just, it puts the Pixel 3 to shame. So how about we kind of even the odds here and bring out the Mate 20X, what I gave the best design award to here, and you see as, oh wow, this phone gets completely subsumed in the panel of the Mate 20X. And I will say I do appreciate the OnePlus 6T's back, but I still like the grippiness of the Mate 20X, and you can see no headphone jacks here for this phone. So if I had to kind of line them up, I would still give my top design award here to the Mate 20X. I feel just pound for pound, it is the best option when it comes to design, with the second here being the OnePlus 6T and Pixel 3 XL, sorry. And it runs off in sadness. You are out of here. Sorry, buddy. Can't compete. And now looking at some information of the phone, as you can see here, it is running Oxygen OS 9.0.4 out of the box with Android 9 Pie. And honestly, this is really one of the best software experiences. I will agree now after having used it over this vacation quite a bit. And I think the gestures, the way they've been implemented, are probably second only to iOS 12 on the iPhone XS Max. And you see here, it's such a fluid experience using Oxygen OS. Just swiping up is really easy to do to change your wallpaper. I love the stock feel of Oxygen OS, and maybe actually I really appreciate it second only to stock Android itself and MIUI 10. And now talking about GPU gaming. And this is the Snapdragon 845 with an Adreno 630, and it's still a great performer. And to all you guys out there who are saying, oh, you can't buy an 845 anymore, it's obsolete, 855's already been announced, please just stop trolling. And you know that you're wrong, because you guys are considering phones with mid-range chips. If the Snapdragon 636 can play this game well, then of course the 845 can play this well. And this OnePlus 6T proves that this phone is going to be a gaming beast for years to come. And now this audio speaker test. Let's have a listen. What can I say? The speaker on the OnePlus 6T is solid, but it still can't compete with the Mate 20X's dual firing speakers here. They just sound so much more rich and loud and bassy, but OnePlus 6T is still a solid performer nonetheless. And now talking about the camera, and here's our subject matter for the day, the White House in Lego. I love these Lego architecture sets. They're just awesome. And you see some of the specs there, but the main point of this shooter is that it is a solid shooter. It's got a DxO mark, if I'm not mistaken, of 98. So I think if you really compare it to the kind of flagships, it may not reach those levels, but I think for just daily shots, as you see in this shot, it did a great job. And now have a look at these other shots I've taken over the last couple weeks with the OnePlus 6T and some video as well. Let me know what you think in the comments section. rear-facing video on the OnePlus 6T. Good stabilization. What a beautiful day in Hong Kong. Beautiful Christmas holidays. Blue skies, cool weather, but warm sun. Front-facing video on the OnePlus 6T. See, there's a lot of light, a lot of sunshine. Stabilization looks pretty good. Look at that beautiful view there of the harbor in Hong Kong. Awesome. So that's the end of the video and my final verdict on the OnePlus 6T. Dang, this is an incredible phone for the price, for just over $500, and in Thunder Purple is the best OnePlus phone I have ever tested, and I've tested them all, and I gotta say, a real return to form for OnePlus, except for one thing, and you see it here as I cycle through vibration and silent. It's the haptics, and the haptics on OnePlus phones continue to be the worst haptics on any smartphone, major smartphone brand I've tested. It's so infuriating when you type, but as my wife has kind of reminded me, bad haptics don't make a bad phone, and I think for most users this still is a great option if you can get past that terrible haptics. So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up, and if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned. 2019 is upon us, and this is going to be a great, exciting year. And let me know also if you noticed, I filmed this in 24 frames per second. Hit me up in the comments if you noticed that, or if you liked it, let me know. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech, signing off. Happy New Year!